So I've had some usability woes with the LG G2 TV with regards to control systems and automation and power states, and I wanted to spit out a quick video. So based on what I've commented on in my prior videos, I just recently, within the last few weeks anyway, or last month or so, got this 83-inch LG G2. It replaced my former Sony 85-inch X900H. Picture-wise, the TV's been awesome. I've been super happy with the image that it gives, gaming on it, and all of that stuff. But I've been having some trouble, painful troubles, I guess, with the control system and kind of the operation of the television. I'm not sure where they're coming from. I haven't completely sold them, but I wanted to put out a video kind of discussing that and see, do you have any type of an LG TV? Are you using an automation system to manage it, turn it on, turn it off, and trigger other things? And how's it working for you? Post in the comments and let me know, particularly if you have a Control4 system. So I use Control4. I have an EA5 controller. I've got Neo remotes that I tend to use most often in my living room here. I'm finding a lot of instability with the TV, and this stuff is intermittent, so I don't have really good B-roll to demonstrate it or show it. The TV powers on randomly by itself. It just did that a little while ago this morning for no apparent reason at all. I'll go to turn on my system, right, jump to the Apple TV, jump to the PC or another source, and the TV just doesn't turn on. Literally, that happened to me as I was getting set up for this video. I hit the button on my wall for my Control4 system to turn on the living room, turn on my Anthem STR in the audio system, turn on the TV, activate the source, go to the right input, and nothing. Black screen. So I had to grab the LG remote out to actually turn the TV on. Usually power off seems to work pretty well. It's the power on stuff that's the really intermittent one and the one that I've had the most trouble with. Particularly powering on to different inputs, maybe where the TV had been left the last time I had used it. So I've actually taken the approach of not trying to power on directly to other sources for whatever reason. HDMI 1, where I have the Apple TV plugged in, seems to be the one that's the most reliable. So most of the time when I go to use the living room, I go to use this television, I'll activate my system to the Apple TV first, make sure everything comes on, I see the Apple TV screen, and then I'll hit a button to go to another source or switch over to the PC because I'm going to do some gaming. And that's really just a massive pain point. I found too that a lot of the control system response using this television is really, really poor. And so even sitting here, I might have the system, or might have been using the Apple TV watching something and now say, hey, I want to play a game for a little bit. So I'll grab my remote or put the input to the Control4 system, say switch to the PC, and I'm sitting, and I'm sitting, and I'm sitting, and it's not changing. And it's one of those things where it takes sometimes just long enough that you lose patience for it, so you want to go hit another button or you want to do something, and then it happens to change. And if you have a Control4 system or an automation system, a lot of times those inputs, those commands are queued. So the last thing you want to do is command an automation system to do something and then command it again or command it again. Because if there's a delay or a lag or a problem executing the first one, well, by the time that resolves itself and everything works like it's supposed to, those other commands are still going to be in the system and they're still going to try to execute, and it's really just kind of a pain. So I don't know what the resolution is. I've been through the menus of this LG quite a bit, and there's like what feels like 3 to 5 different places to manage like the state of the television when you're not using it. There's the always ready option, there's the quick start plus thing, there's another hidden menu that you actually need to get to off of the network option in the settings by like selecting it and putting in a specific numeric code. That's where you actually are able to set up some more of the advanced network stuff for network-based automation control, as well as wake on land. So you would think that, or what I've tried to do essentially is turn off as much as the things as I can that might be negatively interacting with the operation of the TV. I've turned off CEC. By eliminating quick start and always ready, just wake on LAN alone doesn't seem to do the job. So there's some like combinations of related settings for the power state, the inactive or the standby, or the waiting to be used power state of the TV that needs to be set properly, hopefully, to create completely reliable automation control response. And I haven't found what that is yet. And honestly, it's a real big pain. I never dealt with this with the Sony. I think Sony has better integration with Control4 and other systems like that. The Control4 driver for the LG looks pretty darn powerful. There's a lot of options, a lot of conditionals, and things that you could do to command the television. Man, the general automation just doesn't prove to be all that reliable. So I wouldn't say that I'm regretting the TV yet. One of the worst things in this hobby is you got all this technology, you have all these devices, you want them to work together, got all this cool, cool automation stuff at our fingertips, and then you sit down to actually put it in practice and use it, and it doesn't work, and it's just infuriating. If you've got a family, you got a wife and kids that maybe aren't as into the stuff as possible, they just want to watch a television show, and they got all this barrier of entry to know, okay, you got to use the button over here, hit this one first, then hit this one. You've spent thousands of dollars to set all this stuff up. They just look at you like you're stupid, because really it is. It's just dumb. These things should just work. There's like no question, or shouldn't be any question or delay to these things like this. So I'm curious, are you using LG TVs? Do you have Control4? Have you had trouble? Like, do you know the settings? Sound off in the comments. I'm curious to get some feedback and some dialogue, and if I find the right balance of settings, I'll absolutely update a video on it. But I'm definitely thinking twice a little bit about this TV in this regard. And in fact, as I record this video just this week for the new 2022 K models, Sony updated the firmware, and now those TVs can run in VRR with local dimming, which was one of the main reasons that I actually didn't consider a Sony or an upgrade with Sony in this model year, and I went with the LG. I want to take advantage of full picture quality with VRR. Now Sony has that, and so thinking about a 95K 85-inch would have been cheaper, would have been 2 inches larger. As much as Sony failed to deliver features on my X900H, the Sony really worked great in other regards, and I never had to fight with it in ways that I'm fighting with this LG and the phantom things that it does. Kind of a pain point. I'll update on it as I go, but if you're considering one of these TVs and you're using it in conjunction with a broader AV setup and automation system, there's some flags. FYI there. Thanks so much for watching. Please sound off in the comments. Let me know again if you know the tricks, or if you're facing similar issues with LG TVs this model year or prior ones. Otherwise, do all the regular YouTube stuff, please. And like, subscribe, hit the bells, and come on back for more content. Thanks.